Hey guys, welcome back to Cardz TV. This is Mary. I'm so glad to be back with you today, and I'm so happy you stopped by because we're going to have some fun making a card for Valentine's Day, and we're going to use one of my Cardz TV sketches. This is sketch number 55. I've got all the dimensions on here for you, and you can get all 55 sketches by going to my blog, cardztv.blogspot.com, and they're all free to download. Now, if we look at my table here, you can see I've got some dies and some punches as well as my sketch, and this is what we're going to be using today. Now, I did use a shape from my Cricut, and I needed a scallop square, and I did not have a die for that. And I don't think they make a punch for scallop squares. So I did use my Cricut, but I do love my Cricut. And we'll be doing a few more things with the Cricut in the coming year. So without further ado, let's get on to making this Valentine's card. We'll be making an A2 card today, and that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when folded. And I have a white card base. And if we look over here at the sketch, you can see all the dimensions. I have a mat on the sketch that says 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But because I used this scallop die, it's worked out to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I love that, especially on the white card. I'm going to grab my glue and get this attached, and then we'll come back and take a look at the other pieces that go on our card. Okay, looking at the sketch, we see we have some mats in different sizes. This first one is 1 1/2 by 5, and I'm doing just like I did with my Christmas cards. I'm using what I have. And this cute little paper came from my stash. I'm not sure where I got it because I just had a few little pieces of it. But it's really cute. It's black, pink, and white with lots of little circles and hearts all over it. This one's going to go down right here. Then our next mat over here is 2 1/8 by 2. This is another piece from my stash, and it's a darker pink with a lighter pink polka dot. That goes up here. And the last piece is 2 1/8 by 2 7/8. This is also from my stash, and it's just a black and white gingham check. I love that. I love using 3 colors. It just makes card making so easy. So we'll grab the glue and get all of these attached to our card. Didn't this turn out cute? I love the way that looks with just the pink, white, and black in the different patterns. Just think it's so cute. Now, if we look at the sketch, it calls for a 2 3/4 inch circle. But like I always tell you, if you don't want to do a circle, use a square, use a rectangle, use a hexagon, whatever you'd like to use. So for this card, I decided to use a square, and I wanted to do a patchwork square. This is a 4 patch right here. I cut 2 of the pink and white polka dot at 1 1/4 inch, and 2 of the black and white gingham, also at 1 1/4 inch. And I attached them to this white square. Excuse my voice, guys. I have been a little under the weather. This is a 2 3/4 inch square, a white square. And then I pulled out my Cricut and I cut a 3-inch scallop square, and it came from Elegant Edges. Now, to give it a little bit of a different look, I took these 2 square dies. This is a 2-inch square, and then I put this 1 5/8. Let's see. Yeah, this is a 1 5/8 inch square die. So I put it inside of my 2-inch square die and ran this through and came out with this. And I turned it on its point and lined it up with the meeting point of the 2 squares. And I thought that just gave it a very unique look. I've got it on some foam tape. We're going to put it right here where the circle would go. And then to pull in some more of the circles and hearts, I took a 1-inch punch and punched out a light pink. And then I cut a little heart. And I used this little heart punch for that out of some more of this pink paper. And I have completely used up this pink. So this is going to be a one-of-a-kind card. I can never make another one. And I'm going to glue these together, and that's going to go in the center of the card. So let me get these attached. But when we come back, I'm going to make another one of these little quilted squares and show you how easy it is to put that together. I just love how that looks. So, so cute. Now, for their sentiment, I've stamped this little label, and I used a Stampin' Up! Punch for that. I don't know the name of it or if they even still carry it, but you can use a little fishtail banner if you want to. But I stamped Sending You Love with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I had a tiny little heart stamp, and I stamped that on the end. I've got this on foam tape. And for that little heart, I used some Tim Holtz Distress ink. I think it was Worn Lipstick. And we're going to put that right about here. Didn't that turn out cute? Now on the inside, I'll put Happy Valentine's Day. And I've got one card ready now. Now I'm going to get what we need to make another one of these quilt squares and show you how easy it is to put one of these together. I went ahead and cut all my pieces for this next card, and I really love this combination of all the pretty little flowers. This has a darker blue background with a lighter teal little bitty heart in there, and then the blue and white stripe. And I think all these papers came from close to my heart, from my stash. So they're probably a couple of years old, but aren't they cute together? Love that. Now, I told you I was going to show you how to put that 4-patch together. I've cut my white square. This is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. No, I'm sorry. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I've cut each one of my squares, and these are each 1 1/4 inches. And we're going to go ahead and get these glued to this white square. And don't worry a lot about getting them lined up, because let's say you get it too far one way or up and down, you can trim it off and make it work. And it's going to be just as cute as if you got them lined up perfectly. You just do want to make sure your little hearts are all going in the same direction. That's the main thing with this. So I'm going to get my glue and get my little hearts put down on this white square. And remember, it's 2 3/4. This has been a really fun card to work on. And I'm going to try my best to line it up just right. But if I don't, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just trim it off till it's even. Okay, here's my 4-patch all finished, and I did have to trim it up just a little bit on the bottom. Now we're going to get this attached to this 3-inch scallop square, and I did cut that with my Cricut because I did not have a scallop square die. We'll just line it up. Now, I took my 2 little square dies like I showed you before, put them inside of each other, and I cut this little, I guess you call it a frame. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to get this attached, and I'm just going to line up where the squares come together at all these points. I think I better use my tweezers for this, or I'll have glue all over myself and not so much on this. Now I am going to put this on some foam tape, this 4-patch, and get it on the front of my card. Let's go ahead and get these lined up. That really, I think, just sets off this little 4-patch. And I cut a little light blue circle and punched out with that same little punch a little heart out of this little heart paper right here. I better put this on some, or use some glitter. I can't talk today, guys. My tweezers. I need to use my tweezers. And we're going to get that put right in the center. That is so cute. I think I like this one even better than the first one. Now let's get some foam tape on this and get this on the front of our card. Now I did go ahead and use that punch, and I punched out another little label, but I'm thinking I'm going to be using this card for maybe a birthday card. I'm not sure. I have a lot of January birthdays coming up, so I don't want to turn this into a Valentine card just yet. It may end up being a Valentine, but I'm going to wait. So I'm not going to be putting the sentiment on this one. I need to find my scissors, don't I? That was tough getting that off of there. Okay, we're almost done. I'll have 2 new cards in the new year. Okay, let's get this one attached. Let's make sure I'm leaving room for my sentiment down here. It's going to go right about there, even though I'm not going to add it today. Right there. That looks pretty perfect to me. So there we go. Didn't it turn out cute? Now guys, leave me a comment down below and tell me which one you like best. The pink with the black and white, or the blue with the teal and white. I love both of them, but I really think I like the colors in this one more. Thank you all so very much for coming by today and spending some time with me. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Now don't forget to go by and pick up your sketches over at my blog, cardstv.blogspot.com. And they're all free to download. There are 55 right now, but I'll be adding to that. So keep your eyes open for more sketches. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful 2024, and that you have good health and lots of crafting, lots of card making in 2024. That's what I'm hoping for. But remember, I love you all. God bless you all, and I will see you again soon with another card. Bye now.